under the curse. All right, YouTube. Okay, we got the air conditioner fixed at the restaurant with the circuit board, and now I just got another call. This is an interesting one. For a walk-in box that's warm, and they said they called somebody else in while I was on vacation in Ireland, and that they cleaned the coil and fixed a leak on it. So my brain's thinking maybe it's low on charge again, but let's get out here. It's a little bit of a drive for this one, so maybe we'll get a little time lapse with the GoPro, and we'll see what's going on with this walk-in cooler. Let's get out there. All right, we get to pull up right next to the unit. Let's see. It's low on charge. All right. Get some gauges and we'll check it out. It's low on charge. I'm gonna go ahead and top off the charge, and then we're going to leak check this thing. My guess is probably the evaporator. But let's get her charge topped off here and take a look. And then we'll play with the H10 and all that fun stuff. Pretty low. Alright, I'm going to show you guys this one. It's real common leak spot on these Heatcraft condensing units. I got the H10 warming up, but look, I took the lid off and look what I see right here. And I'll show you guys this. I'll probably get my flashlight on so you can see the contrast better. I just saw another problem too. See all that oil stain down there? A lot of times those service valves will leak. That's on the discharge line. So I'm going to check that, see if it's leaking. We'll check this micro channel coil too. And it looks like the capacitor for this poked out. That's a trip. Get that back in there. I don't really see anything else oily. That's obvious, but I'm going to check that for sure. H10 all day, baby. All right, here we go. There it is. Get some soapy bubbles on there too to confirm. These things always leak. Always. Grab some soap bubbles. What I'll end up doing is I'll just cut that valve out. We'll recover the charge and we'll cut that valve out. All right, I'll run you through this real quick. I pulled a vacuum on my recovery. Got an empty recovery cylinder here, and I just wanted to pull a little bit of extra vacuum on it. Get that down. And then I'm gonna go put a dryer in line, try and clean the gas up as it comes out into my recovery cylinder, and then I'll reuse the dryer to put it back in. We're going to change that dryer, pull that valve out, put a piece of pipe in. Do it all the time. That is the plan. Okay, open that up. We're going to do a little purge. All right, a little Purge-O-Matic. Tank start filling. And we'll go ahead and fire off the beast. The Nerd. H.V.A.C Nerd, man. Good recovery machine. All right, we're going in, we're coming out, into the dryer, out of the dryer, into my recovery tank. All right, the recovery's almost done. Show you guys how I break these loose. I just get a big crescent wrench on there and wiggle them back and forth till the rivet breaks. That mounts them in there. It doesn't take much. Just go back and forth. The bottom, the little mounting on the bottom will come off. You can leave it in place and pipe around it too if you want. I just like to get them out of there. All right, there it is, out of the unit. I just rock them back and forth with the wrench. The two little pins will come loose and come out. Cut the pipe and get it out of there. And we're just gonna repipe that. Clean it up, make a nice offset. We'll do a nice little hockey stick. We'll make a nice little hockey stick in there. Prink, 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 hockey stick. Yeah, let's get her together. And we're gonna pull this dryer out too. We'll use the flux trick on the dryer. What's the flux trick? Yeah, well, we could talk about it. All right, I got the torch out. I'm gonna anneal this. This is some 3/8 ACR pipe. I'm gonna anneal it so I can bend it with my bender. And I'm going to swedge the edges with my little swedge, you know, the little drill bit swedgers. Okay, all right, that's why I got the wet rag so you can cool it off to keep working. All right, there's the bits I have for my impact to make swedges. Pipe is bent. I got swedge, cleaned up in there. We'll fit this in there. And that's the plan. So we got rid of the valve right here. They always leak. They're just in there for a convenience for changing out the compressors. We'll get this piece in. All right, this is what it looks like fitted up. It's fitted up in there. Okay, it's all fitted up in there. All right, flux trick. I use the Stay Silv flux. Like when I'm doing silver soldering, I just put it on the joints I want to unbraze. The joints that you want to unbraze. Put the flux on there, sweat it out, and they'll sweat out clean most of the time. All right, the old dryer is out, and look how clean the pipes are. The flux trick, man, I'm telling you, it works. The old flux trick, it totally works. All right, let's get a new dryer in there. I might go with the 163 or a Yeah, I might go 083 or 163S. Let's see what I got. I got a Sporlan 163S. I think I'm gonna fit this one in there. Grab my drill, let's take a look. Isn't it nice you could park right next to the job site? I get lucky on these all the time. Yeah, it's a lot bigger dryer, look at that. The Sporlan over the Emerson. Let's see if I can fit that in there. Aero dryer, sight glass out. All right, we're on the vacuum pump. These gauges go down to like -30. Yeah, I'm pulling it through the manifold, who cares? And I always burn up the bottom of my dryers, look at that. That's my trademark move. If you've watched my videos, you know that. All right, all we gotta do now is get this vacuum pulled and then charge her back up. So when I fired it on and it flashed, I saw it had predator blood in it. Look. I'm telling you, the best reefer flashlight. The Olight Arc-Filled Pro. I was over here looking. I can see a little. We could go in there and check the evaporator with this. All right, got my UV light going. Oh, that's not looking good. The coil's roast. Look. Description for Amazon link. I get a little kickback if you guys buy a flashlight, and but yeah, it definitely, that's a weeper. The big leak, the reason it was low on charge though, is the valve I found today. We're gonna check this side too. There's two sides to the coil. Put this down. We'll check that side too. Let's fire off the light. There she is. A little UV. Turn the light off. All right, here's the coil. It's always the side without the it seems like they leak less. There's nothing glowing over here. This side looks good. No predator blood on this side. Nothing's glowing. Okay. Turn the light back on. You can find the door handle with the UV. Okay. Just wanted to check that side too. Let's see if this is a 9000. Let's see. kept going. So I ended up having to change the thermometer at the door of the walk-in box. It was broken. And then I double checked the thermostat, make sure it was set right. And then I found the defrost timer. There was no pins in the defrost timer, which I go, that's suspicious. The defrost timer was bad. Luckily, I had one of those on the truck and also changed out the defrost timer on that thing. So, talk about a multiple offender super deluxe Maximus. Man, that was the call that just kept on giving. That was a crazy ass service call on a Saturday afternoon. Look, it's 4 o'clock, so I basically wrenched all day. I think we went out to the that air conditioner call at about 8:45 this morning. It wasn't super early. It was so we got that done. That AC's fixed. Now this walk-in box is fixed. I got a ton more calls, dude. This is my busy time of the year for here in Santa Cruz. And man, I got a couple for tomorrow already in the hole, so matter of fact, I need to text a customer back and see what time I can get in there in the morning. I like to get an early start if I can. All right, if you all like the video, hit the like button. If you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe. It helps me out a ton. Please leave comments. Talk about anything you want. You can crack my balls. You can give me props. It's all good on the NorCal Refrigeration and H.V.A.C channel. All right, later.